It is now 219 days that has passed all the way from last year general election, which were held on 9th of August 2022. And now we have seen so many things that has already occurred, and in this we are now in the political realm whereby we see so many people are still congratulating Kenya Kwanza government, but however we see the people from the Azimio la Umoja are still complaining, saying that the government has not done what it should do. And today Wito TV is here, the streets of Technical University of Mombasa, TUM, and we are now meeting with one of the student leaders in the Technical University of Mombasa. So I would like to give him an opportunity to introduce himself to the listener, to the viewers. How are you?
I'm very fine.
Welcome.
Thank you for this invitation.
Yes, can you introduce yourself?
My name is Neville Jahonga, a students leader here at the Technical University of Mombasa, and to be specific, super delegate. Yeah.
All right, Neville Jahonga Kasasi. I think Neville, from last year, since the general elections were held, how do you think the government is faring? Are you comfortable with the way the government is still faring on?
I don't think if there is any individual or any citizen in this country who is comfortable on how the government is faring on. Because the promises that were given to us while they were campaigning, believe me not, I don't see any promise that they have come to pass.
All right, so Neville Jahonga, and at a time like this, if you are given an opportunity to grant or to reward Kenya Kwanza government a percentage of the work or the promises that they promised this Mwananchi, do you think which percentage can you give to this government?
Well, I can give them a percentage of 30%, but of course if you round off 30% is equivalent to zero, so it's a zero.
All right, when you are saying zero, you mean this government has done nothing, okay?
Because they have achieved nothing, and that is a fact.
All right, now let's come to our discussion. We know that since last year, Raila Odinga has already shown that the government, that he has said that first of all, he's not much comfortable with how the elections were done. Are you in for that?
Well, on matters elections, that is a very serious matter, and I think he has a point in what he's saying. Because he has made some terms, he has asked some questions which have not been answered, and up to date, he's still making a follow-up on how and why he lost the elections.
And now allow me to ask just one question. We know very well that this case was submitted at the Supreme Court of Kenya, whereby we know that after all they said that William Samoei Ruto won and the elections were fair. And now we see after everything has been done and William Samoei Ruto has been declared the president of this country. And now Raila Odinga and some other leaders of Azimio la Umoja are still coming up with some other evidences. How do you think? Why is it that they did not give out these things during the time when the hearing was still proceeding? Why is it that they are giving those stuffs and they are saying that William Samoei Ruto should accept for the surface to be opened? Why is it that they did not say or argue out those reasons and those that time when the hearings were still proceeding? Why?
The only answer that I can give to that question is this. The Supreme Court didn't want Raila Odinga to be the president. And so everything that they said, every decision that they made in that ruling was null and void.
All right, that is just according to you, to one of our student leaders here in the Technical University of Mombasa. Now, welcome Neville in this another concern of now the demonstrations which are still going on in different places, in different regions of this country. And now we know the D-Day, that is on Monday, the countrywide demonstrations will be held. Are you in for it? Are you supporting the demonstration to be there? Are they fair?
But of course, an hungry man is an angry man. And the streets must be full on Monday. And when it comes to Monday, let me tell you, this country will break into total chaos. It will be a total chaos of the citizens demanding for their rights.
All right, I think in the field we need to go bit by bit specific on this issue of the demonstrations. You know very well that William Samoei Ruto has requested Raila Odinga to ensure the demonstrations will be peaceful, and still will Raila Odinga is plus other Azimio la Umoja One Kenya leaders, they are saying that the demonstrations will be peaceful. How do you think they'll do to make sure that the demonstration will be peaceful?
The demonstrations will be peaceful under these conditions. Condition number one, if the police officers will peacefully coexist with the demonstrating citizens. Number two, let not by any given chance the police officers engage either directly or indirectly to raise the level of adrenaline hormone into the demonstrating citizens, because it will lead into chaos. They will fight for, they will need to go for self-defense, which will be very harmful. And the process will be tragic, believe me not. When it comes to Monday, that happens, it will be total chaos and it will be highly unmanageable.
All right, Neville Jawaga, I think that's only your view. And now there is this another announcement by Raila Odinga that on Monday it will be a public holiday. How do you argue about that one? Is Raila Odinga in that, does he has that audacity to declare Monday as a public holiday?
Raila has been a leader in this country for many years. And to those who understand Raila clearly, and to those who know what Raila Odinga is capable of, then by any given chance you cannot contradict any kind or any form of information that he disseminates into the public. And him declaring Monday a public holiday does not mean that you go to the public holiday by force. No, he's doing this for a better tomorrow of this country. He's doing this to fight for our rights, we as citizens. And at any given moment, when that Monday comes and an opportunity erupts for you to get out to the streets and demonstrate peacefully, then so be it.
All right, Neville, some people are still saying that on Monday there will be no school, or you know the normality of when it is a public holiday, yes? And now, do you mean will it be a special public holiday, or it will be just a public holiday for those who don't go to official duties? How? I don't understand. How can you say, because we are doing this one for the purpose of the common mwananchi to know exactly what's going on and what should be done?
Actually, I don't know the reason as to why till now the 20th of March has not been gazetted as a Freedom Day. Actually, it should be Africa's Freedom Day, because countries like South Africa, countries like Kenya itself, Nigeria, all of them will be on the streets fighting for their freedom, fighting for the rights of their citizens. It's not that these people are mad, no. It's because they know what the citizens want. It's because they are aware of what the citizens are going through under this tyrannical form of leadership that we are subjugated to. Something which should be get rid of with utmost immediacy. And of sound mind, I know most of the supporters, either those who voted in the Kenya Kwanza government, or those who voted for the Azimio government. I know they cannot fathom by any given means what I'm trying to articulate at this juncture. Because the country's economic state, honestly, the dollar at 137, in the past 5 years, the dollar was at 78. But now it has gone up to double, or almost a double.
To cut too short for a while, excuse me, I think Some people are still saying that Ruto and the entire Kenya Kwanza government should be given some time, quite some time, to organize and plan the government well. Do you think from all the way, the 219 days, are they enough for William Samoei Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua to organize the government, or think that's enough that they could have organized before? Do you think the duration is enough?
Even if they were given 20 years of leadership, believe me not, time will never be enough for those people.
All right, we have witnessed, I think for now you have seen that there is a lot of pressure from the opposition side. Do you think after the demonstration things might change positively or negatively?
Things must change and change must come. And for this change to come, we, the citizens, we are the ones responsible to bring this change. Ruto and Gachagua, the deputy president, the president, during their campaigns, they said by themselves that immediately they ascend to power and they take that oath, they will lower the cost of living, starting with the staple food in Kenya. Unga. Imagine unga at 200, more than 200 shillings. How many Kenyans can afford that price? You, a Kenyan citizen who earns, let's say, 300 shillings a day. Are you working for unga alone?
And now, Mr. Jahonga, we can say that there has been some issues whereby we can say, can we just say that Mheshimiwa Raila is just doing his normal duties of an opposition leader, or maybe we said that Raila is fighting for the rights of Kenyans, because we have seen Honorable Raila Odinga acting as an opposition leader for a long period of time, and immediately after the handshake things will go down. Do you think this pressure will continue, or can you advise William Ruto and Raila Odinga to come together and have something like handshake?
I do not suggest by any given means for those people to have a handshake. My suggestion is the government should ensure there is a harmonious state in the government on matters the economical standards. The price of living should be dropped automatically. And this is not a request, it's a demand from the citizens.
All right, Neville, all right, thank you. I think we are still, we know very well that Professor Kithure Kindiki, that is the CS for Interior Security, should have, if this thing was termed to be legal, I think the demonstrations could have now been gazetted in where necessary, and nothing has happened. Do you think then it will be, do you think it will be just so much peaceful, since failure to be gazetted means that this thing is not recognized? So I think, do you think it will be against, or maybe it must happen?
No one by any given means has forced a Kenyan citizen to go for demonstrations.
So I mean those demonstrations will be just for those whom will be willing to do so?
Those who will be on the demonstrations, it means that they know what they want in this country. They know the current economic state of this country. They know the current state of leadership in this country. And they know what they are looking for, they know what they are going for. And so they must be in the streets to ensure they get what they want. And that is the reason as to why the holiday was announced. For those people who feel like we want this holiday, then they will go to the streets. For those people who feel like the government is good, the economic standard is good, the rate of leadership is good, then they should stay at home. Yeah.
Right, and you have heard from yesterday that these people from Azimio la Umoja One Kenya saying that they will march all the way to the State House. Do you think it will be that much possible for these people to enter into State House that way, or you think? How do you think?
Constitutionally, the State House is not a private office. The State House is a public office which acts as a residential state for the president. And I don't see any offense for citizens going to the State House not to bring chaos, but to bring their cries to the president on how the economic state of the country is going, how they are being oppressed economically, how they can't be able to survive, how they cannot be able to survive under $1 per day.
All right, and now since we are going as we conclude, I want to ask you one question, Neville. What is your view? What advice? What can you say? What can you tell the Kenyans or any other person concerning the Monday's event?
The only advice that I can give to Kenyans is that if you think the current government suits you, interests you, and you think the current economic state is of favor to you, then please stay at home. And for those who think that the current administration is not offering the right to them by any given means, whether socially, politically, economically, or culturally, then they should ensure by Monday, the 20th day of March, they put on their demonstrating regalias and march out to the streets for them to fight for their democracy. We are in a democratic state. And it is constitutionally articulated that we have a right to demonstrate and to demonstrate peacefully. And that is what we will do when it comes to Monday. And we shall not, by any given means, destroy the properties of citizens. It shall be a peaceful demonstration. There's Mio supporters, I believe, with the current leader, Raila Odinga, who is a very peaceful man, shall ensure that his people do it the right way and everything is on track. And the citizens will, at the end of the day, get what they are fighting for on Monday.
All right, thank you, Mr. Neville Jonga. Right from the Technical University of Mombasa, we have been here collecting the views of some of the leaders in this institution. I remember I said that we cannot just leave these students behind because they are one of the officers who are working with the IBC, the clerks, and they are one of those people who fought for this leader that we have. So we cannot just leave them behind. And we have just collected their views concerning the current situation, which is the awareness of the government and the chaos that have been there. And finally, we know that demonstration will be held on Monday. And those are the views and one of student leaders here in the Technical University of Mombasa, Tom, one of the student leaders in the communication department, reporting live from the Technical University of Mombasa from Wito TV. My name is Caxton Musyoka.